What up, YouTube? This is Young Sasuke 5 coming at y'all with a deck profile vid on Absolute Zero. It's my version of it. So we're gonna get right into it. D draws and Allures got hit pretty hard with the March ban list, so you would have to find like better draw power for the deck. So yeah, I have trade-ins in this too, so I'll explain everything for the deck, so just check it out. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. If there's any suggestions that you may have, go ahead and let me know. Put it in the comment or PM me. That'll be cool. I'm willing to listen, or I'm willing to take heed to what anybody has to say about the deck. Just don't forget to subscribe and rate the deck as well. Alright, so I have a Dark Arm Dragon. You run a pretty fair amount of darks in this deck, so it'll be easier to summon him. Gorz, you never know. He's a staple for this deck, or a staple for any deck really. You never know when you might need him. He comes in good handy. Plaguespreader Zombie. Plaguespreader, I feel like he's like, if not the best tuner in the game now, I feel like he's necessary for any deck that you use sinking for. So yeah, I put him in. Missy Tomatoes just for searching for dark monsters like Plague, Malicious, Diamond Dudes, and Sangan, of course, which is right here. Sangan, you search for any monster that you want to put in your hand. Plasma's effect, I like Plasma because he negates the effect of my opponent, and I can take a monster that my opponent has. I can also use him with trade-in, just in case if he's just a waste of my hand at the time, I can just dump him to the grave and draw two. Same thing with Dogma. Except Dogma, his effect is that when he special summon, I'll cut my opponent's life points in half on their next standby phase. And I don't really see anything wrong with that. And he has 3,400 attack power, so that's really good. 2 Malicious. Move one from the grave, special summon another one from the deck. And, you know, he's 6 stars, so you can use him with Plaguespreader or Deep Sea Diva to get any 8-star synchro that you might want at the time. Dasher, he's really good. I use Foolish Burial for him to dump him in the grave, just to go ahead and special summon whoever else that might be following the next draw. Maybe Dogma or Plasma, just to get an easy summon out the way. 2 Diamond Dudes, because Diamond Dude's really good for this deck. You run a nice amount of magic spells in this deck, so you never know when you might need him for the effect. Fearmonger, just because Fearmonger is necessary for this deck, I feel, because you can special summon any D-Hero from your graveyard to the field on your next standby phase. That includes Plasma and Dogma. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't heard anything different when I ask people. E-Hero Stratos, you search for any hero in your deck and you put it to your hand. So I feel like that's a staple. My only water monsters in this deck are 3 Deep Sea Divas and the Spine Gilman. They're necessary just to get E-Hero Absolute Zero. So I feel like they're necessary. They're good. Spells, Miracle Fusion. If you have any ultimate rare ones, then let me know, please. I'm actually looking for just 2. Same thing with Diamond Dude. If you have any ultimates or super rare Diamond Dudes, let me know, please. I'll want those. I'll trade for those. Trade in, just like I said before earlier, for Dogmas and Plasmas. Allure, because you have a lot of darks in here. Destiny Draw, because you have a lot of Destiny heroes in here. Brain Control, Heavy Storm, MST, those are staples. Foolish Burial, as I said before, for Dasher or anybody else like Plaguespreader, Mally at the time. You can dump whoever you want and it becomes useful. You can use that to your advantage. Foolish Burial, because you're already dumping monsters in the graveyard, so you can go ahead and dump out a water monster if you want and a hero to get Absolute Zero, or you can dump out Plasma and Dogma to get Destiny and Dragoon. Rhoda, that's a staple. Traps, Mirror Force, Solemn, 2 Phoenix Wingwind Blast. The Phoenix Wingwind Blast are for the simple fact that you will get dead draws sometimes because you don't have the draw power that you had when you could run 3 D draws and 2 Allures. So it's actually kind of necessary to have Phoenix Wingwind Blast to me for this deck, so that way you can just get whatever and you can put back a card on top of your opponent's deck. Bottomless Traphole, Torrential, They're staples. And then Return from a Different Dimension. I really feel like that's real cool because you remove a lot of cards from play using Miracle Fusion. And Plaguespreader and Mally, they go out of play as well when you use their effects. So when you use this, bam, you pretty much end the game. Like the game is pretty much over after that. So yeah, that's the deck. I'm gonna go ahead and go on to the extra deck. 3 absolute zeros and a Destiny and Dragoon. Those are pretty beastie. We already know their effects. When they're removed from the field in any way, then you destroy all your opponent's monsters. In Destiny and Dragoon, I really like him. I made him necessary for the deck because his effect is that you can destroy any monster on your opponent's side of the field, and your opponent loses the original attack of that monster to their life points. And when he's in the graveyard, when he's removed from the field, you can remove from play during your standby phase a Destiny Hero monster to special summon him back to the field, so he becomes useful once again when he's in the graveyard. So I like him. Synchros, Magical Android, Cataster, Sea Dragon, Lord, Gashildon, Iron Chain, Gaia, Goyo, Black Rose. You know, simple staples for a synchro deck, in my opinion. I don't have a Bryanek, so if you have a Bryanek, also trade me that as well, because that will help this deck too. So yeah, that's my deck profiling. Look forward to more vids about this deck when I duel with it and such. So yeah, go ahead, rate, comment, subscribe. This is Young Sauce 5 going out.